Okay guys, welcome back to my channel today. You're probably asking yourself, what in the world is all this? Paperclip, thumbtack, round metal file, and this guy. This is the packaging from a set of what it says right here, Liberty Bells. And that's what we have here. Now these are metal, and you can hear them, I think, a little bit. We are going to make an American LaFrance type of stand for this bell for you to put on your fire engine models. These are from a company called Creatology, I do believe. My wife found these online at a holiday type of store during Christmas season last year. And they basically are just little decorative ornaments that I don't know what you would use them for. They have a clapper in them, everything, but they are actually 1/2 inch, 14 millimeter, which is G scale, which is 1/25 scale. So they work out perfectly for a bell. It replaces you know, the not really so good looking kit bell from an American LaFrance kit. And I change all my bells out, and I always save all my little eagles. We can do an eagle, or I'm going to show you how to actually make a clapper for it. And that's what we're going to put on this one. So give me a second to get some of these items out, and we'll go from there. Okay, back real quick. These are jumbo paper clips, okay? I'm sure you can find these at any Office Max, Office Depot, anywhere you sell office supplies. We need one. Take that out. I've had this box of 100 for well over a year, and there's probably still 90 of them in there. What else we got here? These are large ball dressmaker's pens. You can find these at any Walmart, wherever, Joann Fabric. We're actually going to use 2 of these, all magnetized. And then our push pin. And pay particular attention to the type that we're using, because there are multiple variations of this push pin. Let me get one of the other ones out. I think you can see the difference in this end. This one is a more of a round shape, flat shape. This one's more of a cone shape. This is what we need to be using right here. So first thing is first. We're going to take our bell, and we're going to take our little cutters, cut that little top piece off, okay? I don't save that for anything. I always just wind up throwing that away. So you have your bell. We're going to take our push pin, and we're going to just clip it off. Let's go about right there. Hold it, clip it right off. Now we're going to take our our paper clip, and you'll notice you have a large and a small end. We want the large end, so we're going to come down, I don't know, 1/2 inch or so. Clip that off. That's what you want right there. Now what we're going to do with this is going to go inside the bell. If you just push it in there, see if I can do this and keep my hands out of the way some. Okay. You see how that gives us a nice little bracket on the inside of the bell? I think you can see that. Nice little bracket right here. Just push it in. It conforms. All right, we're going to take this back out. We're going to hit him with a dab of super glue on both sides. Then we're going to reinsert this back into this bell. Now you want to get it all the way up in there, and you want to make sure it's in the center of the bell, both this way and this way. Super glue on both sides. We'll set that aside, let that set up a little bit, and we'll start working on our base. We want to try to flatten this out a little bit from our little nip where we cut it off the push pin. Doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to sand a groove in it. Okay. So I'm just using a fine tooth, very small metal file. I've had these for, seems like eons, but they work very well. And what we want to do is put a groove in the top of this, and the groove is going to accept our paper clip. So I will just start this back and forth and roll the file as you're doing it. Okay, doesn't take much. We'll go a little bit deeper. You don't want a huge gap in there. Always, always, always check your progress. We've got our groove. Stick them on together. I think we can go a little bit deeper with it and still be okay. Stick that back on there. I know this is kind of hard to see. Let's see if I can do this like this. Check our progress. Don't know, it's probably not actually picking up in the video, but we've got a nice groove in there. You may be able to see now where that's going to set. I'll go just a little bit deeper with it. This is one of those things where you do a little bit, check your progress, do a little bit more, Check your progress. Now notice I'm staying on the thin side of my file. I don't want to come up here to the wider part because that would make my groove too wide. All right, we'll go with that. Stick that in there. Looks pretty good. All right, so this piece is done. We'll set it aside. Now let's make our clapper. So what you're going to have to do with the dress pin is you want to stick it in the hole, have it come out, and then we're going to push it down a little bit to where it's just inside our bracket, okay? Try to put it over to one side. This is kind of a guessing game, actually. We'll do about half of it. Take our little nips. Cut that off. Stick it back in here. Again, check your progress. See where we're at. About right. We'll take just a hair more off of it. Okay, I'll cut that off. You can hit it with a flat file just to get your cut edge off of it. All right. Now you're probably thinking, what's the second one for? Well, the second one, we're going to drill a hole in it. So what I like to do, put that second push pin into your table and really try to get as close to the center of that ball as you can. And we just drill a little hole. Doesn't have to be very deep. Okay? Just drill a little hole. Pull it out. Almost impossible to see it. But we're in there about 1/8 of an inch or so. Get the hole in the top of the second one. Then we will remove this entire pin from that ball. Okay? Now, if you haven't guessed it already, we have to put this one into the second ball after we glue it in, and that ball will set on top. Whoops. And be careful for things flinging across your table. But we'll give this a shot. See if you can watch me here. If I'm actually getting this on camera, I hope. So we will drop that ball in there. Have him sticking out. We will use, well, after you knock him back out, stick him back in. Use just a drop of super glue. And then you're going to take your second ball, the hole that you drilled, and stick him in there. Then we'll take a drop of super glue, put it on there, and we will push the second ball down. Give it a second to set up for you. And now you have a clapper on the inside of your bell that is visible from the outside. Gives the illusion of it, you know, where it would swing back and forth and tap on the bell. Okay. Pretty quick so far, pretty quick, pretty easy. I think you can make that out pretty good. It looks decent. Again, it's all about fooling the eyeball. So now this is where our base comes into play. Let's see if I can get this on here. It's gonna be good enough. A little super glue in the groove that we made earlier. And you're simply going to take your bell with the paper clip and stick it on there. Hold it for a second. I'm doing this in real time, trying to hold this. And then we need to bring it up here to my eyeball so I can see. Got to be, you want it to be perpendicular, level, all that good stuff, so that when you put it on your model, it looks right. You don't want it, no leans. And I really like this Loctite super glue. It's really fast acting. It's the thick. I like the gel type. But that's pretty much a done product now. That is our bell. And I will, well, it's not actually done. What I would do next after it's set for a few hours is, again, I would hit it with a Molotow pen. You hit the top ball on it. Hit all this down here. Leave the ball on the inside white so it shows up better. But we'll leave that set. And let me try to get a model over here so we can take a gander at it. I don't think it will. Probably won't look right on the Ford I have setting here, but we'll give her a shot. I'll see if I can bring the camera down and give a shot of this. Okay, so we're back. Here is our bell. I went ahead and chromed the top ball on it and the push pin on the bottom. I do believe you can just barely make out the clapper on the bottom of it. I can't really get down there to show you, but let me grab my tweezers here. Well, you can see it, that it is up in there. And this was the style of bell that I made on my 1968 American LaFrance pumper. You can see the clapper on this one a lot better. You can still see we made the base out of the push pin. So we can get this around. And that is a typical American LaFrance bell setup with the little base for it. It gives a nice sense of realism. It real quick to make. This one does have the Alf Eagle on top of it. But overall, I think it looks good. It adds a sense of realism to your build. It gives it just that one little bit of, extra detail, and gives you the ability, again, to set your models off from the other ones that might be on the contest table. It literally took us about 10 minutes to make. It's find the Christmas ornament. You may be able to find those at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, I'm sure, during the holiday seasons. Again, they are G scale. I actually believe I have seen these at Michael's before. There was actually 30 pieces in that. I didn't pay, but probably more than $5 or $6 for them, but for what you get, I mean, you have an endless supply of items to make a realistic looking bell. Some simple dressmaker pins, the large paper clip, and I've tried this with, let's say, the normal paper clips before, the smaller ones that you get. They just don't look right. I mean, the larger ones are what you need. The jumbo paper clips, it really works a lot better. And then you can always save these, bend them up. You can use them for brackets, anything. I never throw anything away. I keep everything. My wife thinks I'm crazy sometimes, but I got a whole jar of paper clips here that I'm all the time using for door handles or what have you, just anything. So that real quick, real simple addition to improve on your fire models. We could have made this clapper a little longer, but it was a quick video just to give the ideal out of some really simple products: a push pin, a paper clip, and a couple dressmaker pins. And you have yourself a more realistic looking bell than anything you're going to find in your kit. So I hope you try it. I hope you give it a shot. Hope the video is not making anybody sick, but yeah, there we go. A 125 scale fire bell. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all the new subscribers I've gotten. We're really starting to get up there. I'm well over 100 now, just in a couple weeks, I think, week and a half. But thank you very much. You guys, I hope to bring some more content to you that is helpful in improving on your models. I'm no expert on anything. I just like to sit down and fiddle and look at something and think, how can I make that better? What can I do to improve on it? And, you know, a lot of trial and error. I've screwed up a lot of stuff in my day, so don't be afraid to make a mistake. You know, look at things, walk around Hobby Lobby, Michael's, whatever, and look at things on the shelf, in the aisleways, and think, how can I look at that differently to make that fool somebody's eye? And that's just one of the little tips that I have for everybody. And one coming up, I'm going to get my truck turned around here. Another one coming up that is super simple to do. I will show you guys how to make a siren light from the end of a ink pen. It fools the eye. It's basically probably a 5-minute make. You can find the ink pens. I buy them at the dollar store. I get like a pack of 10 for $2, and I wind up having a endless supply of siren lights that I can make. I mean, it's kind of silly when you think about it, you know, but in a model, if you're making something to fool the eye, we stick a fashion jewel in the end of it. We've got all types of colors, you know. Literally takes 5 minutes to make one, and we will do one of those here coming up shortly. Just trying to show you guys all my little bits and tricks. All right. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.